As you were also mentioning, I think that architectures also have a responsibility. A couple of years ago, I was invited to Mexico City to hold a speech in front of architects, how you work with sound in spaces, because as you said, they're very visually focused. So when they're designing, as you were explaining, they want material that looks beautiful, but unfortunately, what they do is they walking the design that beautiful, but they don't know actually how it sounds when the people come in and things start, the sound starts bouncing around. And you were also mentioning that in London that more companies are decreasing their spaces in their offices. However, I mean, even if we enjoy working at home, I think, and they've been said that a lot of people will like to combine it with the time in the office so they can collaborate with the colleagues. Me, myself, I hate to be in an open office because I really can't focus in a noisy environment. And also when people are moving, I'm very sensitive, so I follow their movements. So what do you think employees will expect from workplaces going forward? And how can companies support this?
This is where I'll ask you a question. Are you familiar with the Wellbeing Institute?
No.
Okay.
Is it again just only in the UK?
No, it's global. It's global. And in fact, in the last couple of weeks, I'm really pleased to be able to let you know that I've been accepted to be one of the advisories to the Wellbeing Institute on their home and their sound advisories, which is great because the work that we're doing at QuietMark very much aligns, improving well-being in the built environment, very much aligns with what the Wellbeing Institute does. So to explain Wellbeing Institute, I should tell you, first of all, their latest advert was directed by Spike Lee, and it features J-Lo, Lady Gaga, Robert De Niro, Michael B. Jordan, Venus Williams, all saying that when they go to buildings, they look for the well-building standard, the well-building certification, because when they see the well-building certificate on the wall, they know that that building has been designed and built with well-being and good mental health in mind. So if people are looking to the QuietMark for the quietest products, they're looking for the well-building standard for the best, healthiest buildings. And a good friend of mine who was on episode 2 of the QuietMark podcast is a guy called Ethan Bordeaux, and he is the acoustic lead at the Wellbeing Institute. And when building owners say, right, we want to get our building, like we have people come to QuietMark saying we want our products to be QuietMark certified because we've worked really hard to make them quiet and we want people to know it with the Q on the label. Similarly, buildings want to make their spaces more enticing for their workers to return to. We've got very cozy in our homes. We don't want to go back to these loud offices. We like not commuting. What can buildings do to say to people, come back, it's nice, it's going to be really, we talked about 66% less productive if you have noise in the background. Maybe, I'm quite fortunate. I have quite a quiet home. I'm recording in my bedroom now. There's not much background noise apart from my dog shaking its collar a few times. But some people live in housing which has got neighbours left, right and centre, and it's really loud and distracting. They can't wait to get back to the office.
Or people living in London where you share.
Well, my daughter's 23, right? She's like, I want to be amongst people. I'm 52. I've made my friends. I've done my work office life. I'm not in a hurry to go back to the office. And actually, what I'm talking about there between my 23-year-old daughter and me is indicative across the globe. They're finding that the most senior, older people like myself at work are quite happy to stay at home, whereas the younger ones are like, I want to go to the pub after work. I want to meet people, which is what I loved doing in my 20s and 30s, of course. And I wouldn't want to deny them that. And so there is this sense of, how can we bring those senior people back to the office? They don't really want to come in the majority of instances. And one of the things that a building can do is apply for WELL certification, but it won't just get WELL certification. It has to satisfy loads of different criteria: air quality, light quality, thermal quality, and acoustic quality is one of the, Ethan tells me, is one of the things, if you like, on the clipboard, which has got the most check boxes by it. The acoustics has got more to check than any other area. And so like I say, what building owners can do is create off workspaces. And when people go back to work, it's going to be, wow, the office has really changed. There are zones for quiet. There might be biophilic plant areas, plants using to shield the conversations from one area to another. And I think there's going to be an upheaval and an overhaul in design to achieve the WELL standard. So, and it will be the thing that the boss or the building owner can say, come on, guys, come back, look at this space. You'll see it's much better than working at home. You can be more productive here. It's definitely worth coming back to work. And the WELL building standard is something that enables companies to do that with their employees.
And it's not just the seniors. There are some of us like me that are super, super, super sensitive people.
And you miss the, when I was around your age, I couldn't wait to be in Soho, going to restaurants and bars and all the sort of stuff that
you can do that afterwards, right? You can work from home and then you can meet up with your friends afterwards.
Well, it depends where you live, because then there's that sort of thing, I've got to travel into town, but I get you. I hear you.
That's true.